Reginald here. I was asked by this Celestial 3 player to review a few of their games and provide feedback, and I'm very happy to do so. The first game was on Shin Shibuya and ran into overtime. If you'd like one of your VODs reviewed, you can just reach out to me in a comment on this video or one of my other Marvel Rivals videos. Let's go. Okay, so we've banned Hela and Rocket. They've banned Namor and they have banned Wolverine. Alright, for the most part, I'm going to try and keep us a clean view, but I'm going to leave the attacker-defender screen on so that we can see everything that we're seeing. Okay, now I did watch this earlier, just to have a good idea of what's going on in this one, but the second video I won't have watched before, so we're going to do that one kind of more live, let's say. Okay, I just want to stop here, like right now. I just want to stop already. So we've mostly healed everyone up after that little start there. You almost died, and you have 8% of your ult charge, and the enemy flame guy, Human Torch, has 20% ult charge already at 6 seconds into the game. So I'm going to say this up front, I think. For the audience, I'm just going to say this now. I'm going to have to be almost nitpicky with my feedback here. This game is at a very high level, right? And so a lot of the things that are going to be useful to this player at this level are going to be things that are efficiencies in the small percentile, right? Like, we're not talking about gameplay where this person needs help aiming, right? We're talking about gameplay where this person is looking for micro enhancements to their gameplay to get that last shred of efficiency out that they're missing so that they can accelerate to the next level of their gameplay, where they can get their ult just a little faster than the other team, where they can get, you know, somebody doesn't die that might have died if they hadn't reacted just right or used cooldown wrong. So it's going to seem like I'm talking about very small stuff in this video. That's because at this level of gameplay, the players are so good that those are the efficiencies that they're working with.
5, 4, 3.
First of all, 4 people just walked right into that fire without doing anything. Can we just comment on that? You, as the healer, just walked through fire for no good reason. Why are we doing this? Like, there's also 2 tanks and the Human Torch doing this. And like, okay, I guess it doesn't do that much damage. You'll just heal it up or whatever. He's just memeing. But you almost die here, okay? And honestly, no one. The only reason that Cloak and Dagger and Storm aren't in this is because they just were late. They were just a little lazy about getting out the door. This is some like bronze goofballery to have this kind of stuff happen. And I mean, it happens in my lobbies too. Just the other day, I had like 3 people die to a penny mine trap at this door. If you wait just like a second before going out, whatever goofball nonsense is about to happen will happen to your tanks and not to you. The fact that you almost died here, and watch how close you are to almost dying outright. You could have just been killed. If this guy he tries to shoot, if there is a lag time after you hit the ground on when you can aim this character. I've been practicing it. And if he had waited just a second, gotten the aim right, and looked at you and fired here, you could have killed him, but he tries to leave, right? And so the only reason he's going to die here, instead of just killing you, is because he misses his aim opportunity, and then he gets chased down by this Storm, who just absolutely demolishes him. If there was no Storm on your team, he would have gotten away with this, and he would have gotten away with 20% ult charge. The fact that everybody lived here and he died is really the only reason I think you guys are going to be able to make some aggressive plays here. So you're pushing in, right? So you're pushing in now. This is good. Everybody's pushing. You're like, hey, we got to pick. Let's get it. This is really unfortunate. She's gone. Okay, so now we're even up, and their Human Torch is on his way back. And I bet if I go look at him, he's almost back. I bet if I go look at him, he's almost back. He is almost back. All he has to do is cross here. Okay, Venom just died on your team. And Human Torch is back. So you're down 2, and I mean, this situation is fairly negative for you guys. Okay, yep. All right, let's back this up, because we've got a couple of things we need to talk about here. We'll back it up to Storm, because I want to look at Storm, and I want to show you what happens here, because I noticed it when it happened. This is good, by the way. You're healing her, you're keeping her alive. You're looking at the other flyer. Great job. Right there. Did you catch it? I'm gonna slow it down. I caught it. I bet you caught it too when you watch this back. I bet. I'm not sure if my audience will have caught it, but
I've always been a heavy hitter.
Great. We're paying attention to our team. We're working on it. We're doing a little reload. Fine. We're gonna bully them. That's good. That's a good corner position. Right here, she's low again. I understand it's hard to react to all of this, right? And I have to say this as well. I also understand someone is gonna be mad at me for like nitpicking someone in Celestial 3 or whatever, but like I understand that in the heat of the moment, making the exact right decision is not always possible. And it is difficult to always apply what you know would be the right decision in the heat of the moment. I am well aware of that. So we're not having that kind of discussion. What we're talking about is what is a mistake you made you could fix in the future if you could have seen it and noticed it and reacted in time. And putting those in your brain helps you do them for the next time. So for my audience, that is what we're talking about here when I'm going through these things. Let's look. We're slowing this down on purpose. Right now, Storm is low. Instead of shielding the Storm, we shield our Cloak and Dagger. But if Cloak and Dagger caught this, then what you need to do is put that shield back on Storm immediately. I know if you had been on time, you would have definitely prevented that hook. Because you were late, you still need to drop your shield on her. Look, your shield is still back there. Like, let's just look. Where is your shield right now? It's got 300 HP. It's not doing anything. No one is around it. She's in the middle of the enemy team. This shield has 300 HP. There's a lot of people I see not using this shield very well because you can get a ton of damage blocked as an invisible woman by just placing this right. So you throw this in there. Most of the enemies are in front of her right now. Okay, so you put that shield on her. Instead of shooting, she might have lived. That's a rescue opportunity that you missed. Now, you may not have been able to succeed there. Very possible. That happened very fast. If we speed that back up to full, just go back to 1. Seriously, watch that back. Here's how fast this happens.
Clearly, you needed some help.
It was like 2 shots. I still think if you had right-clicked there, you might have gotten her. And then been able to follow up with a second shot, you might have gotten her. There's a real possibility that 300 shield would have saved her there. Okay, it happened. Let's move on. All right, so you're blinded. That's a bummer. I like the position you're in. Personally, I think this is fine, and I'll explain why. You can go here if you really need to. You can corner there, okay? You can also corner there. You're right next to your other healer. You can shield her since you still have your shield. It's on cooldown. You know, it's not on cooldown or anything. You just plop it on her, stand in it. So this position is fine. You're also able to fire directly into the enemy team. If we pull the camera out of here, you can fire into the entire enemy team. That's very nice. Okay, now Magneto is playing very smart here. He's trying to block out all the healing that's trying to get to Strange. So this is an opportunity for them to get a pick. Let's just watch how this goes down. He doesn't have enough time to get it, so, you know, we're good. You're going to get everybody healed up. Very good. Very nice. Okay, so this position is great. We're aggressing properly. The back line is being grabbed by your boy, Venom. This is going well. Let's get back on you.
Feeling fantastic.
That's a dad joke. Thanks.
Vortex field. Clear the way.
I like that. I like the use of your shift there. Okay. I do want to point out something I noticed. So your shield goes down here. So let's look at your shield here. If you can see the shield health, it's not doing anything until just now. It's been just sitting there. Now, is that the end of the world? Maybe not, because now it's a point of retreat for you. You've just sort of left it there. If you remember that it's there and you know you can back off to it, that's fine. It's not taking any damage, so it's not wasted where it is. But now you're using it to keep him alive. That's good. And it's got 300 HP. So it hasn't even taken any damage. It's being efficiently... Now you're leveraging it. I like this, by the way. Since you put it in that front line spot, in that choke point where you're fighting from, you're now basically leveraging it to protect yourself. So nobody on the enemy team can really hurt you through this. It took a little damage from Johnny Storm here. Let's watch this. Hold on, let me slow this down.
It's much better. No worries. I got your little...
I don't like this. Oh yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. And not just because and not just because I saw this before. I saw that play and I was like, no, that's bad. I'm gonna try and explain what's happened, why this is bad. We're gonna go overhead. We're gonna go overhead. This is all fine. Everything's fine right now. I understand you're getting pressured by the fire. Okay. The fire here is pressuring you. That's bad. Let's look at the distribution of enemies. I'm gonna draw on screen after in post, so you'll be able to see this hopefully much better. Okay. But you're trying to maintain Strange. I get that. You're also hoping to use your penetrating shots to get into this backline and assist Strange in dealing DPS. Storm is not back yet, but she'll be back soon. And you've just lost Venom. a little bit ago. Okay, let's slow this down and watch back what happens as you move, because I'll explain the sight lines. This piece of cover is protecting you from anyone aggressing you through here right now. This Magneto cannot effectively deliver significant consistent damage because you can either back up out of his range or move behind this piece of cover and make it really hard for you to get damaged significantly. And you're in LOS if your healer who's right here, right? Now there's a couple problems that are jumping at me. You're getting, the guy who was nailing you from before is still nailing you because this piece of terrain isn't enough to stop him from nailing you, right? But I wanted you to just look again at the problem. Cloak and Dagger, so line of sight to you is broken and you are moving away from her instead of staying close so she can keep you alive. You've basically just cut her off. She misses twice. It's a Cloak and Dagger, man. If she missed twice, it means you're out of position, right? And what's happening here, what's obviously going to happen is you peek out and move into the enemy team, right? Like if we back that up, you were here, the enemies are here, and you chose to get closer to them, unprotected by anybody except the solo Strange on point who's fighting. And then additionally, they've seen you and they know where you are and they want to get you now because you're the sustain that's keeping this guy alive on point and causing so much trouble. And what's happening? He immediately sees you. He knows you're a target. He knows he's going to get you. You get hit also by Flame Guy. You die. There it is. You got punished for that misplay. I mean, you got absolutely punished. And let's look at how fast it happens, right? This is the thing I'm trying to get at a little bit here. When you're in this elo, when you make a mistake, you get punished for it. They have the mechanical skill and timing and knowledge to punish you. Everyone in here is cracked, right? So when you make a mistake, bad. Boom. Look how quick this happens. It's over. That was it. Now there's one healer on your team, one half dead DPS. And although he's kind of wounded, and I think he loses this duel, Strange has to back out. He has no choice, right? You guys come back in with Storm. Storm takes point, okay? We're watching this from the overhead because you're dead. Why are they winning this fight? Why are they winning this fight? It's really, really simple. They lost their other healer. Their cloak died when you died. They both went after you and abandoned their cloak and didn't protect their cloak, and so their cloak died. And ironically, you basically baited them. I don't know how to make. I don't know what to make of that. Like, does that mean you made the play, or does that mean you screwed up? Like, in one way, it's kind of like you made the play because, like, you did basically gift Cloak and Dagger to Strange. On the other hand, you're dead. You're dead and your team is down a healer. I mean, it's very possible since this Storm came back in, and this Venom came back in, by the way, that if you had just held on to your life for a second longer, you would have just killed them, right? It would have been fine. You would have gotten there before Loki gets back. Loki's now backing out. You got the point. But the thing I want to point out here is, aside from the fact that you seem to have baited them away from Cloak and Dagger with your life, you didn't really win this point. Like, you're not the winner of this point. The team won this point without you, and Cloak and Dagger not taking your position is why this point got won. Because you still had Cloak and Dagger when their Cloak and Dagger was. There's a couple things that have already jumped out at me is areas where you could refine, right? You're in the refinement elo. You're near the top. So you're getting there. So clearly for you, it's just going to be, hey, what can I do a little better? What can I do a little better? I don't. So let's look at this play. Could you have saved Venom here? That shield is fine. It's giving Strange something. It's giving Venom something. Venom sees it. He goes, I need that. You tried. That was a bad Strange ult. Sorry. Let's just be honest about that. Let's look at that again. He gets hooked and he ults. I mean, I'm hoping that was a fat finger. That was not good. He was low, very low. Hooks are nasty. Let's just let this play out for a second. Let me just back it up and let this play out. Yeah, I love all of this. This is great. You're doing a good job here. This is fantastic.
Supernova!
Yikes. You know, I have to ask, I'm wondering if this was the right decision. Like, let's look at it again and just let's inspect. I don't have an answer for you. It didn't occur to me initially. I was like kind of like, yeah, okay, we've got ult. Let's, you know, we probably shouldn't sit on this for like the entire game. Let's use it here. All right, great. We had Clobber. We haven't seen any DPS ults yet, so they must be holding them. Can I ask? Let's look around. First of all, you're in front of the team, so I mean, where's your entire team? You're the only one on payload right now, and it's like, okay, this is the dinner bell for your team. Like, come here, come play. I get it, but, and I don't know if you guys are talking. But what I'm seeing here is you've got a Cloak and Dagger in the back. You've got a Storm at half health who's not getting healed and is not on point. And like, maybe this is a great distraction and everybody's going to, you know, just do what you want. Venom's there. Venom's the only one that's there. He's not even on the, he's not in it. Strange is not back yet. Human Torch is dead. So we're ulting to collect payload at, 4:42 on the clock. And there's no one around to take advantage of this pressure. So it's like a stall without overtime, right? Like, I bet it does nothing. I bet this ult does nothing almost this game. I bet people will walk into it and get a little healing, but I bet nothing on their team dies now that we're looking really closely at this. So I'm going to slow it down slightly and we're just going to look. We're going to investigate. I'm not claiming I know because I didn't ask the first time. All right, so I'm hearing Supernova. That's from this guy. That seems like a weird call at this exact moment. We're dumping your ult. I mean, it's not been up that long. It's not been up that long at all. Okay. We got an air duel, but it's inside your ult. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm just going to put on the table here that besides Venom and Storm a little bit, your ult got no value. All you did was stall point with yourself, which was not necessary because it wasn't moving. You're not pushing, right? You're not getting any, it's not overtime. And what's going to happen now is I'm not sure what, like, Cloak is ulting because everybody's kind of at like half-ish health and wants to get into the fight. You're looking to win the fight off of the, now that there's pressure, you're looking to win the fight. The problem with this ult and your ult is that as soon as, if there's DPS ults and we haven't seen any in a while, then they're going to use them, right? We got Supernova out. Okay, fine. That was a bad ult on his part because like, why is he ulting you at that time? Unless he really thought he could like stop them with this. We got Magneto. Does Magneto get it? That's rough, buddy. That's rough. That's real rough. Let's inspect something here. I think you could have. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to look at here from like the maximized play. Okay. Do you guys don't even win this team fight, I bet. I bet you guys lose this team fight outright. Hang on, let's speed this up and then we're gonna come back. You guys are pushed off payload. You have almost no HP. Let's go look at your perspective. All right, we're gonna watch this back. You gotta recall that shield. What are you doing? All right, never mind. That shield needs to be recalled. It's 27 HP and it could have been off cooldown already. There it is. Okay. Low value. Hang on. Hang on. Did I just see that? I think I did. You can see it right here. Non-existent chat. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It was there. She had the shield on the Cloak and Dagger. She moved it to Strange, who didn't need it. Just as the orb was about to hit. That feels so bad. Because I was going to say, like, why are you not shielding her? You did. Let's look at it in slow motion. You did. You had her. You knew what to do. You made a mistake. It's okay. I mean, that shit happens, but it's just, that's rough. That feels really bad. You had that in the bag. You were there, man.
And dangerous!
Us against the world!
Right there. This...
Anyone?
No, that's so brutal, dude. Okay, so that was a human error. I'm sorry that happened to you. You were going to save this person's life and then make a sick play. Unfortunately, they did die because you moved that shield. That's one of those 5% efficiency moments where that was the defining moment in this team fight. Your cloak and dagger lost the rest of her long carpet, which is the last one, because of that. Because your right click. That's all that's what happened. You could have countered, and you made it just a simple, quick judgment mistake, and boom, over. That's really rough.
Willing to
One
help?
couldn't win without the other.
Okay, let's keep going. I'm not trying to lament. I'm lamenting a little. I think you're lamenting a lot at this exact moment. I like your jump out here. You're low health. You could have waited. Here's the thing. Let's not be greedy. I know it's you want to always be healing, but look at how short of a time duration you are. And if cloak and dagger had been at the end, she could have just sucked you off and killed you right away. You know, she could have just used her little shift, her little attack, and it would have been over, right? So the only reason you don't die here is because she wasn't done using her ult and she went back to point with it. He didn't need this healing just yet. All right, great, you're out. Good map knowledge here. I love it. All of this is fine. There's no med pack. That's sad for you. You've got 7 HP. You almost die because if you didn't give yourself a lot of margin for error here. This is a perfectly successful plan. You live. Cloak's back. No problem. All right, we're getting back into the fight. We're doing okay. That venom was trolling you.
Your powers are mine!
This is trolling. This is trolling. Stop it. Don't you want to be healed? All right, let's keep going.
Powers are mine! Armed and dangerous!
You get hard bailed. Nice. Good job to your team.
Vortex field.
Great job to your team. I mean, great job getting almost back to ult already. Nice building. So now you guys are coming out on top because you still have 2 DPS ults and you've got a good combo that you can use, and they don't have anything. So you've won the overall trade, but I do feel that you could have done it better by holding just a little longer for your team to come back and take advantage of your ult. It may well have been that you guys could have used your ult to deprive them of success, maybe gotten a pick or something like that, and then your cloak could have ulted as a counter to one of their DPS ults that they tried to make to recover their position. You see what I'm saying? Like, then you're maximizing your value here, and then you can go in. But in any case, you're going to win this because you've got 2 DPS ults. Like, this is you guys winning.
I've always been a heavy hitter.
And we're in. We're just dumping heals. I love this. Your team has something to fight around. There's healing. But you have to remember that, like, a lot of people forget this. The shield is both shielding and healing. It does both. And this is bad. You're just leaving it there. Pull that sucker out of there. It doesn't need to be there, and it's not helping anyone anymore. Don't forget about it. I don't like any of this. Yep. Yep. You guys recover this because your Groot gets a fat ult. But just like this is another situation where you died unnecessarily here, and your team won without you. Right? You didn't win that fight. And that was all bloodlust on your part. Like, that was just you being like, I'm getting in there. Like, let's go back to it. What happens here? Let's watch the cooldowns. This is that efficiency thing I was talking about at the beginning of the video. This is you making bad efficiency plays that cascade into failure. And I've had to unlearn this exact thing that you just did myself. I don't do this anymore. And you should stop too. And I'm sure you're gonna figure that out. But if you didn't, then this is the only good valuable tip you get out of this video. Then this is the one I would like to encourage everyone to pick up. Don't do this sequence right here, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to slow it down. Let's walk through it. Let's look at the cooldowns. Your shift is off cooldown. Your E is off cooldown. Your shield is off cooldown for being moved. It's not really getting value where it is. It's going to break. So we need to pull our shield in, right? We have ult. We've got teammates on the field, but we can only see one of them. You can't, so you don't know the health pool of your team, really. So what's going on here is you're just going to kind of ult point to hold space. You try to move shield there, I notice. It breaks. It breaks because you left it in the open too long unnecessarily. So you don't have shield for 5 more seconds. You jump. You double jump. That expends your stealth cooldown. You slap your shift. Totally okay with that. Using that, the way you're using it is right. You're shooting the enemy here. You're not healing Strange. Look at Strange's health pool. Maybe you've already got your ult in mind. Groot doesn't need it. You do a pull. I love that. Groot is trying to do his best to get a pick. Okay. This ult isn't going on Strange, and he's the only person who's wounded. He's going to have to walk into it. So, like, there's no payload. Like, let's just, like, turn around. Let's look. Payload's over there. No one else is wounded on the team. We're in kind of a neutral poke fight, and we're currently winning. What are we ulting? You see what I mean? Like, we're not doing this for any reason. And I want to get back to your camera for a sec. Let me get it to render. You have 4 seconds on cooldown. The enemy has a Magneto, hasn't ulted since he killed your Cloak and Dagger.
Disappear!
Uh-oh. You're thirsting. I love the thirst. I love Bloodlust on a healer. You need to have some Bloodlust on a healer. You got the Cloak and Dagger kill. Right? But fear Magneto. 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you're moving. You're like, uh-oh. I don't have it. I don't have it. Double jump. But you got really lucky that he didn't just outright kill you, because he picked pretty close, right? Maybe he didn't hold it for quite long enough, whatever it was. And then dead. You're dead. Your ult is gone. They were using your ult too, so they kind of get like bait swapped on how much healing they're about to get, because you're dead and they lost ult suddenly, and they were pushing off of that. So now Strange and crew are in kind of a weird position, right? Like, let's get in here and watch this go. So now we're actually cloak ulting here because you misused your double jump cooldown to go invisible and didn't have it when you needed it to foil Magneto's aim. Now Groot's gonna ult. Groot is the real reason Groot is the saving grace of this entire thing, because right now Bucky has ult, their Cloak has ult, and Clobber has ult. His ult is pretty bad. This is not a good ult on his part. Sorry, buddy. Not a good choice. Insane value out of our boy Groot here and the team for following up. That's what saved this point for you guys. That's it. That and Cloak's ult. So you guys spent 2, but what's going to happen here is... they won without you, but what's going to happen here is Bucky's going to try and ult next. And their Cloak. Oh, and their Punisher, it looks like. Yeah, I mean... But obviously, because you spent 2, so they know you spent 2, plus Groot, you've got nothing in the tank. They don't necessarily know that they've got literally nothing in the tank, but they've got a good guess if they're counting well. All right. We can get back to you. They're doing all that stuff. You hit a checkpoint. Great. You're walking back in. You jump in. I love that. That's fine. Good bubble. Yep, great shield. That's a good shield. That's fantastic. Hey, did I call it or what? There it is. That's literally it. That was it.
Executioner!
Vortex field! Clear the way! Vortex field!
Huge for you guys.
Us against the world! Disappear!
All right, now I watched this a couple times to figure out what just happened.
Us against the world!
That Groot.
Disappear!
The only unfortunate thing, and I did watch it back, is that the Groot here, you're doing your best to get to, just gets pushed right out of the field because it didn't go quite far enough forwards. He did get some value out of it, but there was too much DPS coming out of that Punisher to get you, okay? So it was good because, like, you really tried to save your tank and to give yourself a nice set on fighting. This is great, by the way, this little cycle. You're doing a good job staying alive here. All right, so your team is ulting. You're gonna get them all. You died here. So I noticed something here I don't like, which is that Groot dies.
Don't give them another inch. Clearly, you needed some help.
And you take point. Good job. You got point. I want to back up. I want to show what my issue was. So let's back this up. And we're going to slow this down. Okay, so first of all, I don't know what Magneto is doing here. Where is this ball going? Maybe Cloak and Dagger? Okay, you get a big Groot. You're like shooting through them and not getting Groot heals like 3 or 4 times. I think this is the problem.
Clear the way.
I don't care about that miss. That happens. Don't worry about it. My view here is you got bloodthirsty and thought you could stack your DPS in and heal at the same time. But you let the person who is critical get killed.
Clearly, you needed some help. Clear the way.
I mean, Groot does a lot of damage. Forcing him to walk all the way back is risky for your position, right? Silly cloak ult because LOL. It's done. Your team puts forward pressure on, you win. You win this point. Good job. Your positions, for the most part, have been fine. The only thing I've noticed a couple times is you have a tendency to walk in front of your own tanks.
Win this one.
You get kind of bloodthirsty and you start getting in there. And first of all, I respect that. And that's right some of the time. But I do think that you have a tendency so far, from what I'm seeing, to not actually have in your mind a model of everyone's health pools that has been confirmed against actually looking at them frequently enough. Like, I suspect you're sort of vaguely tracking by feel, right? You got the health vibes. I know I do. But I also noticed that you've done like a couple of shield placements or ult placements that are not really based on their actual health pools and are just sort of like, I think throwing this out there now would be good, and I can't see anything because I'm in front of everyone. Like, that seems like a problem. I would look at that. Looks like your team is looking for some cheeky little damage. Yep.
Got it?
Nice. Your team is up. It looks like your Johnny Storm did better than their Johnny Storm on getting his cheeky early picks. Y'all gotta stop walking out that door the millisecond it opens.
Anyone willing to help?
Everything going on here is good. Congrats to your team for getting a nice pick. I like the shield placement. Just quick reaction, getting a shield out there, make sure no people aren't dying. Good, that was good too. It was a little late, it is what it is. I'm not mad about that one.
I got you covered.
It's hard to get yourself within a really aggressive range, especially when terrain is breaking. Okay, let's. I want to call this out as something good that happened. So I'm gonna slow this down slightly, just so that people can see. This is great. This is good healing. You're healing this. You see Aurora Storm is low. You put shield first.
Promise we'll finish.
Shield first makes sense because shield first
Another.
gives them the shield and the healing and is easy to hit. No mistakes are being made there. She dies, unfortunately, because she was looking away from the Hawk. You try the same thing here. He made a mistake. He should have sat on your shield. Okay? That's why he's dead.
Force burst.
Easy mistake. DPS do it a lot.
Johnny!
I am not objecting to what you're doing here. You're trying to make yourself a hard target. It's working. Yeah, we're fine.
A little help, please.
I personally am seeing your multitasking here be excellent. Like, you're really paying attention to a lot of stuff. The fundamentals are really good, right? Your basic mechanicals are good. Like, you're on target, you're doing what you want to do.
Outo!
Clearly you needed some help.
The fact that you live there is baffling. I have no idea how you lived.
A little extra oomph. Force burst.
Good medicine.
Hurricane incoming. No worries. I've got your back.
So it's impressive that you guys held point. That looked pretty dire. I did not see what happened. I like the shield up there. That's good.
Enemy in front of us.
Vortex field.
I am strengthened for battle.
Much better. Psionic surge. Vortex field.
Never miss.
Clearly you needed some help.
I feel strong.
Disappear! Disappear! Force burst.
Sensible counter. Just keep your team in the fight. Let you win.
Power.
Clearly you needed some help.
By the eye of Agamotto. Your powers are Moto.
Hang on. Where was that cooldown?
Clearly you needed some help.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, so here's my thought there. So many ults going off. Oh my god.
Jury. Execute.
I need to go back. Okay, so here's my problem. That random pull is going to do nothing to anyone. At the very best case, it will pull them into your ult wall, which will cause them to get some slow effect, and that's going to be it. So you've got 8 seconds now into cooldown, and here's what comes to mind for me as a concern. You, like, let's just listen. Pretty much right as you use that, you hear your Doctor Strange fire off his ult. But what has to be going through your mind right there is their Doctor Strange is going to have an ult if mine does. Like, it's almost always the case that in a well-matched team, people's ults build pretty close to the same amount. So he's got to have it soon, and you just fired off your burst. So I'm now thinking, where can I position, since I used my ability to not suffer from it? But ideally, I wouldn't have used it there because there would have been no point. It's not useful, so don't waste it.
Clearly you needed some help.
By the eye of Agamotto.
If you had it there, you could have thrown him out of the way and been okay. The reason your entire team doesn't suffer here is because your Strange has his shield.
Your powers are mine.
Disappear!
Judge, jury, executioner.
Psionic burst.
Look at that death.
Anyone willing to help?
I'm pretty sure I know why you died there, but you're not gonna like it.
Much better.
What is the double jump there? You weren't really running away from anything. I think you saw Strange being all spooky there off to your right, and you just panicked and hit the button twice. Maybe you even just accidentally, right? It's important not to bunny hop too much when you're playing Invisible Woman, because you can accidentally your cooldowns. And then, I mean, like, look at your situation now. You need it, and you don't have it, right? I mean, it's a 6-second cooldown. That's a long enough time for you to make a mistake and die. And you didn't need to make that mistake.
I won't disappear so easily.
A shortcut to
Good of you to wait. Did you get sucked out of there? I think this would happen to you. That seems to me like what happened to you is you got sucked out of there by an invisible woman on their team. Do they have one? They don't. Yeah, they do. Okay. That's what happened to you, I'm pretty sure. That's fine.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Bad luck. Everybody's trying to go through. I would try to not fit myself through the Strange portal. as like the first person through. You definitely waited, but then I'd still just like be looking at my tanks going, hey, can you please get through there? And if they can't get through there, like, you don't need to go. What's our audio doing here? Good shield. I'm sorry she died. You did your best.
Vortex field. Got you covered.
By the eye of Agamotto!
That was a good attempted escape. I always die to that. It has such an enormous radius. It's so hard to get away from. You tried. I don't know what else to say.
A little extra oomph. Feel the pull.
Never miss!
We got a LOS here. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh.
Don't turn back now.
You can't count on the shield the whole time, and if you got purple out there, you got a problem.
Judge.
Can we go back real quick? I may have missed it. When you had that ult up, you had ult. You had ult that whole time. I think you didn't want to be the first one to use it. You were holding. But all you had to do is pick one of your little purple heads and pick you off. Like, all that wiggling you're doing doesn't matter. Then they get ult. They had a DPS ult on the table you could have countered. I think, honestly, it would have been better to have been the first.
Feel the pull. I've always been a disappear.
Yeah.
Born again!
That was a great kill. Yeah, ultimately, you should have ultimated there.
Reach the checkpoint.
I think you could. I think if you watch this back, you'd have said the same thing.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
Day at the spa.
I continue to be pleased with your ability to pay attention to the people who are above you. Good job looking up.
Force burst.
I like that shield placement. I like that pullback as well. Give it some time to recover.
Feel the pull.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Good try. Good try.
What am I? Invisible?
You're overwhelmed. You need to leave. Too predictable. Okay, so I know that's hard. Let's just look at this death real quick, because this death, I mean, this is a cascade of failures. There's only so much you can do when something like that happens. So like, you're losing this team fight. It is what it is. We could do some more on it, but we're not going to. You were too slow to recognize that you needed to be out. And I'm going to show you where you should have left. Right here. You need to leave now. He died. Maybe it was just a reaction time thing. Maybe you were trying to get a kill. I don't know. But don't do that. That's a cooldown you didn't need to use. You need to just leave. Okay? Like, you're not doing anything with that cooldown. Here's the other problem. You went straight through the path. You should have just hopped over behind you. You could jump that. Just jump it. I'm talking about this over here. You should jump that. And then you should get behind drum.
Invisible?
That's why you die. It was very... I think you could have survived that, but you were too predictable in your pathing. And so he knew where to shoot, and that's why he got you.
Fight for my family until the end.
Our enemies are near. Woo! You never miss!
This is your big chance.
Too bloodthirsty with your positioning. You also forgot that he had ult. Let's go back and listen to that again. Like, let's listen to that again. And you can see it, too, right? Like, you're walking out. Okay? Storm's playing smart.
Never miss!
That's an ult. You just run in. Like, there's no problems. You are toast. It's just you. Maybe Cloak was yelling, I'm ulting onto point or whatever, but you're not in it. So what you gonna do?
Executioner!
So easily.
And this death here, those two deaths, I bet you if you didn't die those 2 deaths, you'd have gotten all the way to ult. I am completely certain that if you did not die those 2 times by just walking into the enemy team for no reason. I don't know why you're dead here. Hold on, let's back this up. Like, let's look at this from just like a little extra vision so we can see what's going on around us a little better. You run past your whole team to get to Strange. You didn't need to go that hard, but and you're just in there. And then look at Cloak. This is another thing. I need to talk to Cloak for a second. Cloak, I understand this is important to get to point. You could have ulted from back here to give your team a path to get on. Instead, you ran all the way forwards, and there's nothing for them to walk to, and your whole team is here. Like, both the healers ran in front of their entire team. Both of you guys are in front of your DPS. I need to free up my camera. Hang on. The DPS are back here because they're afraid of taking too much damage, and an ult went down. Strange is the only one contesting, and you guys left them no way to get on. And you died again. So, like, if Cloak had ult, you needed to wait for her to ult. You needed to be on comms, you needed to find out, you needed to just hit tab, whatever. And you needed to not die there, so you could have had a second ult to contest this point. You might have gotten them off on overtime because your DPS are still alive and you've got a tank and you got people who can walk back. It was possible for you to win this, I think. Now, they have a strong position. They might have been able to counter you sufficiently. However, if you had gotten your ult here and countered this ult, I think you would have been okay. That was funny. I mean, like, let's back it up real quick. If you were at, what were you at when you died? 77%. You died at 77%. Okay, so let's look at this fight. You died 77%. God, I just want to back this up again. I want to replay this section. Just getting a top-down view helps so much. Strange pushing in. The team blasting. All right, this is fine. Okay, this is all fine. Strange is taking a lot of damage because he's waiting for heals. You're in here getting heals, but you got to remember he ulted already. So you, from his perspective, like, let's go look at his perspective. He's F2. Okay. All we need to do is look at his perspective. What is it? Z? Z.
I never miss.
He's blasting as Strange. All he has to do is notice that he can shoot you and shoot you instead. That's it, right? That's what, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised he didn't kill you faster. Like, I just don't think he noticed. Like, if he had been paying attention, he could have just killed you right at the beginning of that. Strange probably would have died sooner. But Strange probably would have died. But Strange didn't even die. Okay. He's on. You die. We get it. Look at it, who's all back here. We got Cloak. We got everybody's back here. Where does she go? Why is she here to ult on? She can just move. And maybe she's afraid she's going to hit this. But whatever, just do this, then go this way. Okay? Just do it. Like, both healers are in front of the DPS right now, and there's only one tank contesting up front. And you're running right at the DPS. Yeah, I think she was genuinely afraid that she couldn't get to point to contest because of this. I think all she had to do was go here, down, across. She's in, right? Man, he got obliterated. That's tragic. If I had him no next. All right. Yeah, he's cooked. He's cooked. Good job wiggling. I'm not certain that you could have played it any different because if you lost Strange, you lost your front line. However, running directly into that ult, like, hold on, there's actually a question we need to ask. We need to ask this question. Hang on. Hang on. Right here. I'm sorry. This was like my main issue with this problem. When did Cloak get ult? Let's look at Cloak's camera. Let's look at Cloak's camera for this fight. I need to understand this fight better to be able to tell you what went wrong.
Never miss.
We better test this out. Us against the world.
boy. This happens fast for her, too.
We better test this out.
No, Cloak did this. Cloak did this to you guys. Cloak's ult was right here. She did not need to leave this position, and she did not need to run forward to hit Cloak to her ult. She could have ulted Carpet for her team to run in off of. And saved you. I think Cloak made the mistake here. That's tough, man. I mean, you guys were in a very, very negative situation, and I understand. It may not have been winnable, but if it was going to be winnable, it would have been winnable by Cloak ulting to save you. All right, cool. Let's move on. I've said my piece.
Enemy in front of I've always been a heavy hitter. Psionics first.
Did you get anything with that? What was that psionic burst?
I've always been a heavy hitter. Psionics first.
Oh yeah, you almost pulled him off. I see what you were going for. I think that's fine. I like this position better. What was that arrow? Where'd that come from? You were forced into a position that was really unpleasant because of that follow-up arrow. Maybe you could have stood somewhere else. Like, let's look at the fight. Where can you stand? I think it'd be really hard to take a good position. I've been wondering about that kind of play and like how you counter it for a while, and I kind of think that instead of trying to contest high ground, you just take low ground right under them, and then they can go to point or try to fight you in here. This is just a hypothesis. I've been thinking about it, right? Because this happens to me sometimes. What if you just took this apartments area underneath, just quietly waited them out, and they go to the point, they're like, where is everybody? And you push into them on low ground, and you just have a normal low ground fight. No nonsense. Maybe they get somebody up here, but it's not going to really matter because you could just have somebody pop up there to flush them out, right? It's the thought. Thought that I'm probably going to cut from the video. Well, listen, they won that fight. There wasn't a lot you could have done. I think if you stand here, you're exposed. If you stand here, you're exposed.
Our enemies are
Get that vehicle to its destination.
good medicine.
A little help, please.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. Just harassing them. Uh-oh. Good shield. Yep, great. Good job. I don't know why I heard the shield break noise. It's not broken.
By the eye of Outo.
Everybody's playing. I mean, I think you're handling everything well here.
No worries. I got your back.
Judge, jury, executioner.
I got nothing to say. That went well. Good job.
2, 3.
I was a little worried about the Eye of Agamotto, but you were standing in cloak, so I think you were okay.
Including which side you're on.
Worst case, I suppose the cloak could have gone away just in time. He could have timed it well. That could have been nasty, but
Could make all
it seems like he didn't hit you with it, so it's fine. Great pull on to try and get him off high ground, and it's stupid Hawkeye, so he's just canceling. Good reposition, very smart. Oh.
clear the way. Feel the pull.
You've got the bloodlust as a healer. Yeah, you got punished for that too. I don't know what you were hoping to accomplish. Here's the thing I'm going to reiterate. If you're playing at this level, the people in these lobbies are going to be cracked. And that includes you, of course, but they've got the killing power and you don't, right? So they're going to get the win on that. You know, I mean, it was a good shot. He just nailed you right out of the air while you were jumping. No problem. Nothing to worry about. He was fine.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Yep. This is great. This is good. Good ability usage. Good heals, good shields. Move that shield. Move that shield. Don't leave it there. Thank you. Ow. I don't like one-shot characters. But there's nothing else to say about it.
I won't disappear so easily.
I wonder, you know, I'm going to back that up. We're going to look at that in a second, but let's just play the rest of this out. We're going to look at your deaths here and see if we could do anything about them because, you know, we got one of them was just bloodlust. That was bad plays. Good decision to leave. It's done. That fight's over. You got a minute. You got time.
Only 60 seconds left.
I'm opening a portal. Pentagram of Corella.
I like that you guys just took the exact same positioning and you're like, well, it worked for you guys. We're doing it. This Human Torch is just in this fight. Just right here. Nice. Good. You have point.
That's all you had. Clear vortex field. Final 10 seconds.
Not sure I like that vortex with everybody being so low, but it's fine. Like, it didn't matter. You guys got it. Good job. It's good. I love that. I love doing that, especially to a bunch of clones, a bunch of Loki clones. Looks like you got one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep. Okay. You got a heals. That's good. I hear something. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. There. Hold on. First of all, Johnny is ulting with low health. He needs help. Someone please give him some help. You give him some help. Second of all, what is this Strange doing up here? And you shot him. And where is everyone going? Why is no one contesting this Strange? I hope someone has a plan for this Strange.
By the eye of...
First of all, your shield is in a great spot. Good job leaving it there. I hope you did that on purpose to prevent him from hitting you with this. The only reason you're going to live here is because he gets you all. He gets you all so hard. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger ulted. I don't know if it was even on purpose or not, but that was a W Strange play right there. And the only reason you guys lived is because Cloak had already ulted or was ulting.
Final score 4-2.
Hang on, I really need to come see that again. Like that was such a crazy Strange play. Like, it's so crazy to me that he's just there. Like, hang on, right here. Okay, right here. The Strange is just up there, and you guys are just fighting like the far targets in the totems. What is this? There's a totem. There's an Adam Warlock. What is he doing in this position? This position's terrible. Yeah, of course he died. I don't know what he's doing. Like, not near a heal. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna worry about him. Hang on. But you guys saw the Strange here, and nobody's like worried about it. Nobody's like thinking like, man, I gotta do something to test this Strange. Like, what about your Strange? Why is your Strange not contesting the Strange? Oh, he's not doing a lot of damage like this, you know? He's just blasting a little. There it is. And your Cloak sees it. Your Cloak is the reason. I'm hoping this was how you guys plan to deal with this. That's my dream. My dream is that your Cloak and Dagger and you guys talked and you put that shield there and Cloak and Dagger used it and then ulted through it. And that's why you guys succeed. That's my dream. That's my dream for why you guys pulled this off. And it wasn't just an accident or just a smart Cloak hitting the button fast enough. Because if it was just a smart Cloak hitting the button fast enough, then the difference between you guys losing the battle and you guys winning it was basically a Q. Yeah, she got it. She was there. She hit it fast. I really am upset that nobody dealt with this. Nobody even like bothered to deal with this. Like, Strange could have walked up there, could have floated up there and just started fighting. I don't know. I'm feeling very offended. I'm glad the tanks are in the middle of the fray. They're doing a good job. Everyone did a good job here. You guys cleaned up well. Well played. All fine. The ending was executed extremely well. There was a moment where Strange got too low, and you were on the wrong side of cart for that. But almost everything else went really well in this fight. So congratulations on your victory. I'm really baffled by like this. We need to go back. We need to go back one more time and look at it. Cause like, look at what's going on here right now. He's just up. He's up here fighting. He's up here fighting your Human Torch. He almost dies because of this. And then he supernovas at low health while hitting shield. And then doesn't do anything. Like, nobody bothers to look at him except you. And then he just is like, yeah, whatever. I think I'll jump on top of you, give you the Goomba. This Strange, if your cloak hadn't had ult, this Strange would have won the game. Right there. That was it. That was the play, because no one did anything. And so my dream for your team is that everybody knew that he was there, and everybody, like, Cloak and Dagger planned this. And it wasn't just a well-timed accident of her looking at the right time. But that's how it feels when I look at this.
Final score, 4-2-5.
Got nothing else to say. Listen, I really enjoyed watching this game. It was super fun to watch. And I think you guys, I mean, obviously everyone in this lobby is playing very well and at a high level, and it's fun to see. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to take a look at this game. I hope my feedback is helpful. I will say this video ended up being a lot longer than I expected, and it's only the one of the two that you sent me. So I will do the other one on another day, and I will attempt to do it in a way that is a lot faster. I tend to like to really dig deep when I break things down. It's just in my nature. So you're getting a big fat video because I just couldn't leave it alone, right? I wanted to take some time and actually look at things. Chat, congratulations on ranking up to Celestial 3. I saw that was where you ranked up last I checked your stats, and you were GM1 in this particular game. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Warm regards.
Reginald.
I would like to take a moment to express my genuine and significant gratitude to Bonehead for becoming my first Oath Taker level member. Your support really does mean a lot to me and has made it so much easier for me to continue to justify the amount of effort I pour into this channel. I'd also like to thank Miles Williams Lewis, Joseph Davison, Shackleford, and McSpan for supporting my channel through my Adept level membership. Your atypical support really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. I'd also like to extend a thank you to the rest of my members. Support helps the channel a lot. If you would like to become a member of this channel, there is a link in the description below and a join button next to the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for visiting. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.